It's way too early. It's 4:30 in the morning and 42 degrees, and I'm trying to stay warm. My nose is runny and I'm like half asleep. I'm not much of a coffee drinker, so I have like no caffeine, nothing. And when you stay in a hotel, you don't sleep very well anyways, especially for the first couple of nights. So I'm definitely punishing myself, but I'm at the Grand Canyon, so feels good to be here. It's been a little while since I've been out here. I can't remember the last time I've been to the South Rim. Most of my previous visits, I go to the North Rim because the North Rim, it's harder to get to, so it's less crowded. It's, you know, it's cooler because it's a little bit higher. And it's great for summertime Milky Way photos because you're in the North Rim and of course you're shooting towards the south, so it's a great Milky Way location. But you don't exactly get the iconic Grand Canyon shots from the North Rim, at least I don't think. I've tried, but all my pictures during the day have been, you know, interesting snapshots, but that's about it. So the South Rim is pretty much where it's at. And, I'm here for one specific shot. It's a pano from Mather Point. And, just want to catch the sunrise. And weather for today, I mean, it's nice and cold, which is great, but the forecast is clear blue skies, which, I'm kind of used to that by now. And, it is what it is. So I'm just hoping that the smoke from the gender reveal party in San Bernardino will kind of filter into the canyon a little bit to at least kind of give me a little bit of texture. But I don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. So, worst case scenario, if there isn't a photo, just to be able to sit there and watch the sunrise is a pretty cool consolation prize. So I'm not going to rush it. I'm not going to, be too upset if there's really nothing here today. But, we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a good effort. So while I was driving over here, I was contemplating, why start a YouTube channel. And, March was when the quarantine, for Nevada kind of hit us, the pandemic, and, not leaving the house. I was, during that time, I really decided to go ahead and get a website up and running. Photography for me has, I wouldn't exactly call it a hobby, but, it definitely is my side hustle, right? And, it's a good way for me to make a few extra bucks. I'm very fortunate that I have really awesome clients and really good friends who support my work and support me. And they purchase my work and they refer me to friends, family, coworkers, and stuff, and businesses. I'll do anything from corporate portraits to real estate to, if you're a mom and pop shop and you need someone to come in take some pictures for social media, that's what I do. So it's pretty much just a hodgepodge of whatever you need. I'll come by and I'll swing by and I'll do it. And that allows me to, be able to afford the lenses and the cameras and stuff, because let's be honest, this stuff's expensive. And I really have a hard time justifying spending, $2,000 on a f2.8 24-70 if I'm not making a little bit of money, right? So I need to get that return on investment. But once I, get the cash to pay to buy the lens, then I pretty much just quit doing, the side work, and just focus on my regular job. And during the pandemic, I think I started to kind of realize I should probably take the photography thing probably a little more seriously, just because I'm curious on where it's going to take me. Um, it would be nice to be able to find some way to do it full time. And I've been doing this for 25 years, since high school. And, high school, junior in high school, 1995 was the first time I ever really picked up a camera to take a photograph and learn how to develop my own film and learned all that good stuff. And also in high school, I took a communications and broadcasting class. So did a little bit of video, did a little bit of work with the local cable access television. That shows you how old I am, because I don't think access TV is even a thing anymore. But, and I've always had an interest for video and never really had the tools and stuff until now when I bought the Fuji X-T4. I was looking for a small compact mirrorless camera to kind of add to my toolbox of, cameras. I don't have a whole lot of cameras, but the DSLR and the 24 to 70 is, as probably most of you know, it's a pretty big, pretty heavy setup. And, walking around downtown Vegas, you stick out like a sore thumb. It's a big lens. It's a bazooka lens. And security will always kind of, if you're walking through a casino, even though you're not taking pictures, sometimes security will take notice to figure out what you're doing. I was never like roughed up or anything. They didn't break my kneecaps, but they're just wondering why I'm there or what exactly I'm doing. And when you're trying to take street photos and stuff, when people notice someone holding a big old camera and lens, they tend to, behaviors tend to change a little bit. And also there's some places that won't even let you in. The Stratosphere, if you have a professional camera, you can't take it with you. They'll deny you access to the top floor. At least that was my case. I think it's somewhere in a fine print. Could have been just the security guy, could have had a bad night, was hassling me, but nevertheless, they wouldn't let me bring the camera. So I wanted something small, light, portable. I travel for work a lot, so just something that I can just throw in the suitcase. And, the Fuji fit the bill. I really like the X-T3. When I was about ready to pull the trigger on it was when Fuji announced the X-T4. So I kind of waited, and once it came out, then I picked one up and bought a couple lenses with it. And honestly, since March, it's pretty much been my primary camera. I only take out the DSLR for very specific, like if I'm doing wildlife. Right now we're in the rut for bighorn sheep, so I have a 200 or 500 that I use for wildlife, so I'll use that. But for the most part, I've just been using the Fuji. I love the colors. I love how everything looks. I love how easy all the buttons are. I mean, it's just a fun little camera, and I've enjoyed using it. And since it has video, might as well use it and learn a new skill. And video production is interesting. I wouldn't say it's hard, but telling a cohesive story is not as easy as maybe one would think. But we're going to give it a try and see where we go. I just want to have fun, kind of document some of my adventures. I'm out shooting pretty much just about every weekend. I'm out somewhere shooting something. It's just what I like to do on my free time. And it's a good way for me to just get out of the house and kind of explore and go to places that I haven't been to before. I'm not a specific photographer. Like, I don't really specialize in one subject. Like, I don't specialize in landscapes. I don't specialize in portraits, but I do a little bit of everything because I find everything interesting. I like landscapes. I like aviation. I like cars. I like people. I like buildings, abandoned buildings. I like ghost towns. So, I try not to limit myself and kind of spread my interests about, because the one drawback to living in Southwest is we have 364 days of sunny blue skies, and it's not always going to be great for a landscape photo. So I have to then try to figure something else out, and that kind of problem solving is kind of what interests me. And because I only really photograph on the weekends because I have a job, that limits me even further, because I could wake up at 6 in the morning and could see that there's going to be a really awesome sunrise, but it's Monday and I have a 7 a.m. conference call. So, that's just the way it is. So I do with what I have, and, just kind of just deal with it. And I kind of have fun just figuring out ways to do something, interesting that's not just your typical, skies and land. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that's in the same boat. Just like most of you, you probably all got jobs too. And as much as we would all love to be a professional photographer, making, Peter Lick money, right now it's, got to work on it, at least for me. So start building my empire, so to speak. So, well, I'm about ready to fall asleep, so I just need to get up and start walking around. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my gear and head over to the overlook. It's about 100 yards, so it'll take me 5 minutes to walk over there and find my spot, get set up, and then we just wait for the sun to come up. So we'll see you in a few. Well, here we are, Mather's Point, at the southern rim of the Grand Canyon. Definitely not part of my plan to be down here. As of last weekend, Labor Day weekend, I was going to head over to Bodie State Park to do a late night Milky Way photography session. And unfortunately, as you can probably see, a little bit of smoke. Fires erupted over Labor Day weekend, and that pretty much caused or forced the hand of the California Department of Forestry to completely shut down the state of California in terms of national forests. So there was concerns about smoke. The national forest, there would have been opportunities to get above the smoke, but unfortunately, with all the daytime access, day use, camping, everything being shut down, options were pretty well limited. So about 2 days before my trip, I had to cancel everything. And the plan is to go back in October, which is actually pretty fine, because October, around first couple of weeks of October, is when you start seeing fall colors. So fall color photography plus Milky Way, I really can't complain about that. But so I had time off scheduled from work. I didn't really want to just stay at home, stay local. So a decision was made where I wanted to see where else I can go. Right now, take advantage of cheap hotels, and looked at the fire map, and northern Arizona seemed like a really good option. So decided to come out here and spend the day or the weekend. So we're just waiting for the canyon to light up. And I am absolutely shocked. I am the only person here. It's been a little while since I've been out here. And normally there's a ton of people here at Mather Point just waiting for the sunrise. And I'm here by myself, which is great because I accidentally left my mask in the car. And I really don't feel like breaking down to go get it to then come back and lose my spot. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to risk it. Smoke inside the canyon isn't too bad. As the sun is coming up, you see a little bit of haze, but it's not too bad. So the plan is I'm just going to do a pano right here from the left, go all the way to the horizon. And the goal is once the sun peaks above the horizon, I want to capture the sun rays through the smoke as it pours into the canyon. That was one of my ideas on how to make the best of the situation. So that's the plan for today. So I'm completely going to be winging it. I mean, when I was scheduling my Bodhi trip, man, I had everything. I had scripts, I had notes, I had everything. And unfortunately, for this trip, I'm going to have to completely wing it. But, to be completely honest, I probably spend more time failing than I do succeeding at this enterprise. So now we just wait.